Oh, welcome back, everybody. Um, I know I said my next video was going to be on the classification of humanoids would be the first classification, but I decided to skip that for right now. That will be the very next video. In this video, I'm going to cover elements, status elements that can be caught in this game. And I'll be going over the entire skill list that's able to be used in this game. Alright, we'll start off with the status elements though. Asleep. Effect, asleep prevents, status prevents any action till you awaken. Every passing round adds a 5% chance to awaken, starts at 10% chance to wake up. Berserk. Effect, can only attack with melee. Strength stat is times 1.5 for 7 rounds or until you're cured of it. Bleed. Effect, receives damage every round for a specified number of rounds. Depending on what's causing the bleed will specify how many rounds it will be. Blind, 75% chance to miss an attack. That goes for any melee, ranged, or magic. Burn, any melee damage you deal is halved, and you receive 1/10 of your maximum health and damage every round. Must be cured by salve or specific spells to remove this element. Charm, refuses to attack the character or creature that charmed you. 50% more susceptible to listen when your charmer tells you what to do. Lasts for 10 rounds. Charmer dies or until you're cured of it. Confusion. 75% chance to damage an ally or yourself instead of the intended target. Okay. And all this is in alphabetical order. There's Cursed. Any damage you deal heals the target. Any restorative spell item deals damage. So, for instance, casting Cure on, I don't know, your partner is going to deal damage to him, but if you walk up to him and stab him in the gut, it heals him instead. Kind of a weird twist on things. Same with whenever you're whatever you're doing to your enemies as well. Deaf. Can't hear, immune to sound-based damage, can't use hearing and intuition skill checks. Intuition is one of the skills we'll be covering. Now, the next element is disease. There are 20 different diseases in my game, and I'll tell you what each one of them is. There's Sanguinary Vampirius, turns into a vampire after 3 full days have passed. Chronomortagia, receives damage every round. Max HP is decreased as you receive damage. So, as you don't it doesn't actually show you having damage. It's, say you start off with 20 health. Well, somebody hits you with 3 damage. Alright, your health drops down to 17. Well, now that's your max health until you cure the disease. So you get down to 1 and you're pretty screwed for a while until you can get it healed. Then there's Lycanthropy. Turn into a were race every full moon. Friendly fire is turned off when turned. Acutalgia dystrophy. Cuts form on you gradually that causes bleed. Each cut inflicts 10 bleed damage per round or one every minute. Alright. Hemophilia. When bleed is in effect, you receive ×2 the damage. Achondroplasia. You shrink to 1/4 your current size. All melee damage you do is now 1/4 the damage. Neutropenia. 50% more susceptible to diseases and other status elements. Alportagia. Every other round you gain the status element blind. The next round after that you gain deaf. Pretty much here's what it is. This round you're blind, next round you're deaf. Round after that you're blind again. Round after that you're deaf again. Pretty much how it works until you cure it. Okay, next up. Amyloidosis. All movement goes in the opposite direction. So say you're running forward, well, you're actually going backwards. So yeah. As does attacks, and friendly fire is turned off when that is activated. So if you're attacking ahead of you, you better make sure the enemy is behind you. There is fungrowthemia. Parasitic mushrooms grow on you. You become immune to wood and poison element damage, as well as the status element poison. However, you cannot be healed by spells or items. Phrenospheresis. Intelligence is halved. Then there's Stenopheresis, which is your strength becomes half. There's Aurora Pheresis, which is your arranged is half. Caudesis, you grow a tail. Type of tail depends on your race. After tail is formed, after 2 days, the disease goes away and the tail stays permanently. So if you don't want a tail, you might want to cure it ahead of time. Otherwise, it's permanent effect. So yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it once you have the tail. Next one is botulism neurotoxin. Causes paralysis, status element. Instead of 50% chance to fail at an attack or move, it's a 75% chance to fail. Metallicide, vitality is half. Mentalicide, wisdom is half. Dextropy, dexterities have. Cooties, yes, I actually named a disease cooties, which is your charisma. You know, looks, being able to deal with people, whatever. Yeah, I thought it was funny, so. And then there's necrosis. Your flesh rots away until you die. Upon respawning, you are now a zombie. And you can actually, in a way, evolve, though it's not like evolution. There is a hierarchy to the undead rate. Undead. Pretty much, if you go from zombie to a you can, depending on what class you were, you can go into a zombie, mage, zombie, which you keep your class no matter what. It's just a slight differential in your stat points per level. And then pretty much the final forms are Lich King, shit like that. Just some overpowered undead stuff. Status element fear. Effect intimidations. Plus 50% success rate. Can't attack till fear is cured. Frostbite. Mana slowly drains away. Minus your current level in mana damage per round. Or combat level, not really current level, it's combat level, CL, combat level. Frozen, can't move till you're cured, strength is minus 10 per combat level. Mana is halved. Your total max mana is halved at that. Haunt, a malevolent spirit slowly drains away your health and mana. Only cure is an exorcism or divine healing. Other than that, it's impossible to heal. Immobilized, effect, can't move, but can still attack. Numb, minus half damage from melee and range attacks done to you, but all damage dealt to you causes your vitality to decrease by your combat level. Can't activate melee or ranged abilities. So numb can really mess you over if you're melee based. Paralyzed, 50% chance to be paralyzed when making an attack or move, minus 1/4 of your total wisdom and vitality during the process. Petrified, turns to stone, times 2 vitality and wisdom, but you can't move or attack. So it's good and bad. Poison, take damage, take your combat level and damage per round. Silence, can't cast spells or speak for that matter. Slow, can only move or attack every other round, lasts for 6 rounds. Stop, frozen in time, can't move or attack, lasts 3 rounds. Stun, 25% chance to be paralyzed. Flinch, stun for 1 turn, and knockback, moved up to 15 feet back depending on your size. Doesn't affect vast or bigger sizes. And I will give y'all the size chart now. If your character is of tiny or petite, you fly back 15 feet. If you're small or medium, it's 10 feet. And if you're huge, large or huge, then you get knocked back only 5. Can only get knocked back 5 feet regardless. And that covers the status elements. This video is actually taking a little bit longer than I thought, so I am going to stop it here, and the next video will be all the skills. Thank y'all for joining me, and tell me what y'all like. If y'all have some ideas for some new diseases or whatever that I can add, feel free to comment them. And if y'all like what I'm doing now, just please click the like button and subscribe.